Hey guys, Matt Lloyd here. So I've got a very special announcement. Right now I am standing on the beach in Costa Rica at our brand new resort. That's right, MOBE has just got its first resort, the first of several that we intend to get over the next few years. And this one happens to be in one of the most beautiful destinations in the world here in Costa Rica. Now, over the past 3 years, we've hosted masterminds all around the world. We've been to places like Fiji, Dominican Republic, Thailand, Bali, Curacao, you name it, we've probably been there. We've done about 17 masterminds now at some of the most luxurious properties in the world. But we got to a point where I realized, you know what? It's time that we had our own resort. It's time that we had our own resort that we could come back to and we could do continuous masterminds in, one after the next. Now you might be wondering, why Costa Rica? Well, a few reasons. Number one, many of our customers are in America, so I wanted to pick a location that was easy to get to from America. Costa Rica was the natural choice. A lot of Americans already come to Costa Rica because it is one of the most beautiful tourist destinations in the world. And the other reason was Costa Rica has so many beautiful natural resources. It's got the rainforest, it's got waterfalls, it's got the beaches. The number of activities that you can do, you will never be bored here. Just yesterday, I was out on the ATVs, going through the forest, going up and down the mountains. Then we were horse riding, and then we were exploring waterfalls. So these are the kind of things that you're gonna get to experience when you come to a MOBE Mastermind here at our brand new resort. Now what I'd like to do now is I want to take you on a tour and show you what the resort currently looks like. Now keep in mind again, this is a 20-year-old resort, so what you're gonna see now, this is just where it's at right now. It needs a lot of work, but when you get here, rest assured, this will be a 5-star luxury resort. Let's go. Now right behind me is the Pacific Ocean. This is literally on our back doorstep. And right now it's quite bare, but we have big plans to make this into one of the nicest beaches in Costa Rica. The other thing we're going to be working on is the entrance to the property. So right now it's a little bit bland. I want to make a grand entrance where it looks incredible. You drive up and you're immediately impressed. So we have to do a paint job. We have to make the security office look much more impressive. We have to replace all the tiling and obviously all the grass out the front as well. Now, one of the strangest buildings I saw when I got here was this big lookout tower. And at first I didn't know what it was, but I found out it is indeed a lookout tower where you're overlooking the Pacific Ocean. And on the back of it, there's actually a rock climbing wall. So we're gonna see if we can fix this up, and then that way people will be able to come, climb up to the top of the tower and get some of the best views in Costa Rica. So this is the old hotel lobby, and as you can see, it's not very impressive. Now, a hotel lobby should be very impressive because it's the first impression that all guests get to see. So we're gonna have to do some major renovations to this to bring it up to our standards. Now, this is the swimming pool, and when we got here, this swimming pool wasn't this nice crystal clear blue color you see right now. It was actually a dark green. In fact, the health authorities had shut this resort down because of the pool when we took over. But as you can see now, it looks great. Now what we are going to have to do is we're going to have to tile this surface all around the edge. It does look a little bit dated, but once we're done, it's going to look like a brand new swimming pool. I also have plans to make it bigger. So we're in the outdoor eating area right now, and as you can see, this is the original wood. This has been here for probably about 15 years, and it does look a little bit dated right now. What we're going to do is we're going to sand all this down, varnish it, and it's going to look like new. We have these terracotta tiles. Now when we first got here, the mortar in between was very, very dirty, so they looked old. And what we did is we actually used a chemical and we went through and we scrubbed the mortar by hand. It literally took about 2 days to do this entire surface. So this is the original bar, and about the only thing we're going to be keeping is the actual bathtub itself. This is still in tip-top condition, but everything you see behind me, this will all be coming out and getting replaced. I'm in the original kitchen, and when we first got here, this place was filthy, so we had to clean everything, but now it's okay. It's a little bit too small for what we need though, because we're gonna have up to about 60 people here at a time. So what we're actually gonna do is we're gonna take out the cool room, move that outside, same with the storeroom as well, and this kitchen will be about 40% bigger than what it is right now. Now some of the original equipment, like this big ventilation system, this is still working just fine. This is easily over 50 grand, so that's great. Now all the air conditioning units right now are very much in the open, so we're going to hide these much better. We're going to put them in strategic places. Obviously we're going to do a lot of work on the paint job. We've got things falling apart. I don't even know what this was. This is part of the gutter. but all of this has to be replaced. So this is an original water fountain on the property. Things like this we actually will keep. They just need to be freshened up. So we'll sand all this back, get rid of all the mold, give it a paint job, make it look completely like new, and then we'll have a fountain right here. Now you can see all the mold growing here. We're right on the ocean, so normal clay tiles, this is what happens. They get moldy very quick because there's a lot of moisture in the air. So here's the sample, one of the new tiles. As you can see, it's a much more uniform, nice color, and these won't actually go moldy, so these will last forever. So as you can see, a lot of the ceilings are starting to cave in, and that's because the iron on the tin is actually starting to rust. So water's coming through, it's then building up here, and all of this is falling apart. That's why we have to replace just about every single ceiling. So these are some of the remains of the new ceilings that we're putting in place. As you can see, we're getting all new iron put in so that when it rains, these roofs don't leak one bit. Now there's a lot of these concrete paths all around the property, but as you can see, they look a little bit weathered, a little bit dated. So we're going to be completely resurfacing all of them, and it's going to be quite expensive because there's a lot of paths, but we're going to put a new finish on top of them that looks much nicer. Now as you can see, the fence behind me right now, it's all white, so right down to the very end of the property. That's just an undercoat because we're going to be completely painting all the fences around the property. Now on this front fence, we have these metal beams, but in some sections it's actually started to rust. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna completely cut them all out. You can see they've already started here, and these are gonna be getting replaced with wooden beams. Now out the front of the property, right on the beach, we're gonna be planting all new grass, and that starts with us building up the soil. So we've been trucking in loads of soil just like this. It's costing us $250 per truck, and we're gonna need a lot of trucks because there's a lot of ground to cover. But once it's all done, we're gonna have fresh green grass on the exterior. Yeah, so the furniture's in very old condition. This is the original furniture, so it's probably about 15 years old. All of this is beyond repair and it's just outdated. So we're gonna have to either donate this or ideally sell it, but we're gonna have to replace all of this. Now these original mattresses, these are about 15 years old, so all the springs are completely worn out. If you sleep on these, I guarantee you're not going to get a good night's sleep, and it's very important to us. So we're going to make sure we get the best mattresses we possibly can, and in every single room, they're all going to be replaced. So when we first got here, these paintings were on just about every single wall, so I don't know who chose them. This is definitely not my taste, so we're going to be taking them all down. So these are the original blinds. You didn't see it, but I literally just broke it, so I'm not sure how this is going to come down. Obviously all of this is going to have to be replaced. So this is the original bathroom. As you can see, it's nothing special at all. So we're going to be ripping out all the tiles, replacing all of them, giving it a paint job, replacing all the taps, the mirror, the vanity, the toilet. Everything's going to be getting replaced. So this is one of the original bungalows. This one actually had 2 beds in it, but again, it's all old. All the beds, 15 years old, all the furniture's old, so this is all coming out. Definitely getting new blinds. I don't know who picked this, but all of this is gonna be replaced. All these rooms have these old TVs from the 1990s. All of these are gonna be coming out, and we're gonna get big flat screen TVs all over the hotel. These original tiles, all of these are gonna be getting replaced, and we're not gonna be ripping them up. We're actually gonna tile directly over them with the new design. Okay, so what we did, we took out the ceilings of these bungalows. There used to be ceiling here, and when you would walk in, it would feel spacious, but not very spacious. So we decided we're gonna take out the ceilings, and underneath there were these wooden beams. The wood is one of the strongest types of wood available. It's been here for over 15 years, and even though we're in Costa Rica where it's incredibly hot, it's humid, the weather elements are very harsh, the wood is still in almost brand new condition. So all we had to do was sand it down and then polish it, and it looks like brand new. Just have a look at that. And what it's done is it's opened up this entire bungalow, so now it feels way bigger. It feels much more spacious. Now the other thing we had to do was redo a lot of the electrical wiring. So we added in a lot more wires so we could have a lot more lights. With the way the original wiring was done, you would walk in through this doorway and the door would actually swing this way, and then the light switches were hidden behind the door. So for a new guest, they're not exactly easy to find. So we actually moved them all here. So now you open the door, right here, you got all your light switches. So this is the presidential suite. You've got to see this. Let's go take a look. It's So right now I'm standing in the lounge room of the President Suite. This is the biggest room on the entire property, and we're going to reserve this one for our very top earning affiliate partners when they come to our masterminds. So right now I'm standing in the lounge room, and as you can see, you've got this incredible view of the ocean that you can enjoy every single day. It's literally right there. Now this is the master bedroom, and a funny story for you. When our general manager arrived on this property several months ago, this is actually where he was staying. So he was sleeping right here in this very bedroom, and at about 4 a.m. in the morning, the roof collapsed. Not here in the bedroom, but in the lounge room. So as you can imagine, he got quite a fright, and the very next day he had to move out. What actually happened was the ceilings were so deteriorated that under the weight of the tiles, they actually collapsed. So that's why you see the caution tape when we actually came in here. So he moved out, and we ended up putting on these fake ceilings just for now. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to get brand new ceilings made up just like the rest of the property. So you'll be able to see the exposed timber as well. Now this room, this is actually going to be our film studio. So let's go take a look. And I know it might not look like much right now, but once we transform this, this is going to be an amazing room. I'm thinking about putting our film studio right here, and then also having some of our offices on this floor as well. What's really cool about this, you've got this amazing view. You go out onto the balcony and you've got the ocean right there in front of you. Now inside this building, it's also got an attic as well, so someone could also have an office on the 3rd floor. Let's go take a look. Now as you can see right now, it's a little bit unsafe. There's no railing or anything, and plus the ceiling's a bit too low as well. But what I'm thinking about doing is actually lifting the entire ceiling up so we can turn this into an entirely new level and have offices up here. Now right behind me you can see some horse stables. Unfortunately these don't belong to us, they actually belong to a farmer, but we are going to be able to rent out the horses and take our guests for rides on the beach and do all of that, so that's going to be really cool. So we have entire crews that work here, moving this along as fast as it can go. They're working on the roofing, they're working on the concrete, they're working on the painting, they're working on the resurfacing of all the paths. So we've got everyone just working to get this ready by March 1st for our very first live event. So as you can see, I'm incredibly excited about this resort and what it's going to offer you when you come here for the next MOBE Mastermind. I think you're going to love it. So make sure you get your ticket to the next MOBE Mastermind, and I look forward to seeing you here in 2017. We'll speak soon.